I always thought mechanical keyboards were like a sham, like, you know, we're selling keyboards that used to come in the box with an old Dell. I couldn't have been more wrong, and I'm okay with admitting that. Hi everyone, it's Tristan from Crafting Worlds. Yeah, today I'm bringing a keyboard review that I didn't think I was going to do, because if you've been watching my videos, you will know that I love the Apple Chiclet keyboard from like way back when, the $50 one. It's wired. I really liked the way it felt. I liked the way I could type. I always had a very fast typing speed on it, and it worked. It worked great for me. However, they discontinued it, so all the ones that I have, the keys are kind of busted, one or two here or there, and there's just no way to fix that. So I went on a journey for a low-profile mechanical keyboard to replace, you know, my Apple keyboard, and I ended up with the Logitech G815. And this lasted me about 4 years, and I love this keyboard. It's great, because I didn't know any better. This, like, it's a terrible sound that this makes, and I didn't know that until I got my hands on the Lofree, and this is just, oh, it's butter. This is butter. And so I was like, oh, cool. But there's a couple things that I'm not really liking about the low profiles. The things that I do like is that it's light and it's easy to move around the desk, and, like, you know, it's a full, you have the full number pad and all that stuff, but you don't get the full zero, and the delete key is up here, and there's a bunch of weird things about it that I just didn't quite gel with. And I was like, man, do I have to like wait until they make one that fits, you know, what I like? And in come Keychron. Keychron's low profile was the exact layout that I would want. It has a volume knob, which I really like. I liked having it on my G815. It has a full zero. It has these keys separated, and then it has programmable keys here, and I changed these to all be delete so that I would get that right-hand delete. And this was a great layout. However, it sounds like my G815, and once you touch something like this, you just don't want to go back. You know, I gave a pretty critical review of the Keychron, and surprisingly enough, they got back to me, and they told me, first of all, and I think you should all know this, is that the one that I reviewed is not the latest version. So they have like the K18 Pro, I think, or K17 Max, I don't know, but they put more dampening in it. I haven't tested it, so please, I'm just going by their word. They said it sounds a little bit better, but I don't know. I don't have my hands on it. They might send it to me, who knows? But what they did send me, and I really thought I was like, yeah, I guess you could send it, like I could try it, but it might end up with like a really critical review, because I really had this opinion that mechanical keyboards were just a bunch of crap, to be honest. Like, I thought people that were using them weren't from the generation of where, you know, I got mechanical keyboards with every computer I bought. You know, you bought a Dell, you got a mechanical keyboard. And I was like, what's going on here? So they sent me the Q6 Max. It's on my desk right now. And the reason it's on my desk is not because of this review. I mean, obviously it is a little bit because of this review, but it is on my desk because it is the best keyboard I have ever used, hands down. Like, it takes everything that I've done so far, every review I've done so far, and now I understand why everybody that's in the mechanical keyboard world is like, the rabbit hole goes deep. There are millions of switches, there's millions of keycaps. Also, once you make like one, oh my God, there's just so many different aspects to these. There's layers of different padding, and so this one has gaskets and plates and sound absorbing foam and PET film and latex bottom, and It's made out of an aluminum casing. I don't even know what half of this is. I just was like, how many layers can be in this thing? This thing weighs 9 pounds. I weighed it on a scale. I was like, what the crap? Which is also why we're in this different situation right now, because I can't hold it up to show it to you. I would be dead by the end of the video. I'm also trying a different format. You guys let me know in the comments if you like it. Actually, this is a great time. If you're enjoying my videos, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications. That would be fantastic. Thanks. So, here we are. My first full-size mechanical keyboard. And I wanted full-size because on my Logitech, you know, I love this layout. I really do. Now, this is a nice full-size mechanical keyboard. And it just feels good. The typing and the way that the keys feel and this, I love this blacked out look because I'm a touch typist even though I hunt and peck. So when I do typing tests, and I'll do sound tests for you later, you're gonna notice that I only use this finger on and my thumb. And these kind of straighten out when I type. And then I use like a claw on this hand. I don't know why I do it. It's just something I've gotten used to over the years, and I type very fast that way. So I'm sorry if I offend you because I've already gotten comments that are like, oh my God, use the rest of your hand, you loser. And I'm like, okay, I'm a loser. My teacher in touch typing school also, you know, told me I was a loser, and every time she turned her back, I hunt and pecked and finished the assignment faster. So I did what worked for me. So you've got this really nice layout. You've got your volume knob. You've got you've got some extra keys here that you can program these. So I have one that pops up my calculator because that is something I use quite often. On that note, I didn't go into it in the review, but I'll just give you an overview here. They have their own launcher, and they also support VIA and QMK. For firmware and updating your keyboard and your keys and stuff like that. Their own launcher is actually very intuitive, so you should definitely check it out. It has the ability to adjust the Mac keys, the Windows keys, and make macros like I just showed you that open up my calculator. You can do the brightness of your RGB and change the effects and all that stuff. I'm not going to go into much detail. Here's just a sped up view of what it looks like. It's great. It's actually sometimes better than VIA, in my opinion, because it's easier to navigate. So enjoy. What I wasn't expecting when I used this keyboard was I wasn't expecting my typing speed to beat every record I have ever had. My experience with mechanical keyboards has always been like my dad's keyboard, which is a Corsair or something, and it just felt, like it felt deep. It felt like the keys were huge, and it felt like I was rubbing against the keys because I like to drag type. Like I like to kind of drag to the next key, and I was getting caught in between the keys. Not on this one. No, sir. This one is just like, and it's got the beautiful sounds of the Lofree. So you've got like that nice tappy, tappy, tappy feel, but like in a different sound. And so I really, really, really like this. Now, this is where the rabbit hole starts, because now I have learned things that I like and things that I don't like, and also things on this board that I would pro and con. So let's talk about the Q6 Max. I really like the whole package. I think that the keys are great. I think they feel nice. I think the switches are good. I have the linear reds in there, the Gateron Pros or whatever. I don't know much about switches right now, so I just know the ones that I've tried, and this one feels good. I really like linear. I like the tactile actually on the Lofree. I've been using this one more than the linear, even though I liked the linear more in the beginning. I started to like the tactile in gaming, but on this one I like the linear. It's just something about the size of it and the heftiness of it and the weight. This doesn't move when you're working on it, and that is actually one of the cons. And it's a very subjective con. So it's a con in the way that I like full-size keyboards, with the number pad and everything. So I want this number pad. I want the up and down arrows. I want the delete key here, and I want the full keyboard. However, because it's so heavy, I didn't realize how often I actually move my keyboard like this or like this with a lighter keyboard, depending on what I'm doing. So if I'm gaming, I usually move it over to the left because I'm only using, you know, the WASDs and these buttons. And then when I'm not gaming, I usually use it over to the right, and you know, because I use this more and I don't need as much mouse space. However, because it's so heavy, I'm finding myself not able to find the right position. And I've realized, man, that I probably should have gone with the Q3 Max, which is basically cutting it off from here, taking that number pad out, giving you a nice, more compact, because I really need this layout. I like this layout a lot. And then also picking up the Q0 Plus number pad and putting it on the left. Now, I did look at their Southpaw configuration, which is your number pad on the left, but I don't like the way that they do the delete, home, and that stuff on the right. And they also don't have, they only have 3 buttons on the right. They don't have delete, home, and page up, page down. It's just like 3 of them instead. So I don't know. It's different, and I don't quite like that layout. Like I said, subjectively, and I didn't know this until I touched this and went, oh wow, this is my end game keyboard. This is where I need to be. I've found where I want to go. I didn't realize that until it happened, and so what I would probably do if I did this all over again is I would 100% get the Q3 and then the number pad, and I put it off to the left. And I think that would be the perfect setup. And because this is so, you can customize everything. You can take the keycaps off. You can do, you know, it's really well done. So you understand, I really love this keyboard. I'm not going back to low profile. I mean, I will probably use low profile if I'm like traveling or something like that, but this for my home keyboard is going to be a full mechanical from now on. And I get it, I get the hype. So I'm converted. And now I have more rabbit holes to go down, which is just great. What I do want to talk about though is some of the nitpicky stuff with the Q6 Max, and I want to point this out for people that might be interested in this. So I like this sleek look on the keys, and all the you can actually, so if you can see the keys, they have the shine through there. However, the RGB is just not bright enough on this. So if I were to take a flashlight, see, you can really see that key, right? So that in particular, that key. And then also, like, let's take one that is like, if you have to look for it and you don't know exactly where it is. So like, so yeah, the equals and plus, like that's really easy to see with a light that's bright. However, the light in here is not bright enough, and that's at max RGB. So I would say if they could increase the RGB capacity of this, this would be perfect with these shine through keycaps for the side printing. But as it is, it's just a little bit too low to make an impact, and it kind of makes it look a little bit half-baked. The other thing, so they put foam in here already, so I'll kind of show you that. I'll pull this out a little bit. Well, maybe I won't because I kind of taped it down. All right, I won't. There's 2 pieces of foam right here. They're about this big, and they put them in there. But I had to put tape in here because the right-hand side on this stabilizer, the stabilizer itself makes a pingy sound. By putting tape in it, it made both sides sound semi-similar. The right-hand side is still a little weird. It's a little pingy. And then the weird thing is all the keys that have like the stabilizers, like the backspace, they sound hollow. Return actually sounds good, but then this one with the stabilizers, the backspace, it sounds hollow. So you'll be typing and that doesn't match the sound. So you have a different sound profile like across the keyboard depending on what keys you're hitting. And even on the spacebar, the right side has a more pingy sound than the left side. So I guess if you wanted to go in there and mod it, you could, but I just wish that I didn't have to. The other thing is that with a blank slate like this, I'm not sure why they printed the Wi-Fi Bluetooths on top here. I don't think that that's necessary. I think it takes away from that really cool aesthetic. You're getting this for the aesthetic, and then there's printing on the top, and it's like, hey, wait. Then the other thing is that they sent me this really cool like USB, right, for the keyboard. But there's a problem. The USB location for this is so high that when you do this, it like bends, right? So it's not, because it's high up here, and it doesn't quite look right if you do it like this, like, because it would have to be up off the table for that to work really well. But because it's not, let me move this out of the way so you really get a look for that. So yeah, so look, it looks kind of weird, right? Like it's just kind of bent there, and it's like, that doesn't look nice. And if you do it the opposite direction, it just kind of hangs it in the air and it looks even weirder. So because this is not here, which I think it should be, you're getting a weird, like, you can't, using one of these cables doesn't really work. Now, this cable from them is actually quite nice and I like it very much, but I just do it like that. So I'm losing, it's an aesthetic of its own now, but it's not the intended aesthetic. And then, you know, you have Wi-Fi, you have Bluetooth and everything on this thing, and it's great. I mean, it's just great. It comes with the keys, it comes with key pullers, keys, switch puller. The packaging is great. Like it comes really well and ready to go. This is a great keyboard. If you are looking for a mechanical keyboard, I can absolutely 100% recommend the Keychron Q6 Max. The Max version has that like dampening, and it gives you that really good sound that I've been after. I feel like the actuation and the distance that you are going is just as similar as some of my favorite low profiles. So why not get the full one that has the better chassis and it's built better? And it's like, this is $160, this is $210. You're getting a lot more with this, like a lot more. So which one would you go for? I would go for the full guy. So I'm kind of hoping that Keychron will work with me a little bit more, because I would love to really try to set up the perfect setup here and show that to you guys. I think that having the numpad pulled off and then having the shorter keyboard will allow for better space, because right now my arm has to like bend out of, you know, it's not as ergonomic. And so if I can pull that over just a little bit and then I can have my arm straight, that would be really nice. And I think that the solution to that is just cutting that off, getting the Q3 Max, and then getting the Q0 Plus keypad and just putting it there. And I think that will be literally the end game. And then from then on, you just change switches out, you change keycaps as you want to, and you've got your keyboard. Like, you're good, you're set. You don't have to get another one. So yeah. That's it, the Keychron Q6 Max. Who would have thought that I actually would have liked a full-size mechanical keyboard, and I don't think that they're bullshit anymore. So I'm gonna end it here because I'm really happy with it. I expressed my little nitpicks with the RGB, with the weird printing on the top, and some of the keys sounding a little bit hollow without like putting tape in there, which is like, come on. Why do you have the little stabilizers? The stabilizers themselves are causing an issue with the sound, so that's unfortunate. Other than that though, it's a beast. I have beaten all of my speed records. I can type super fast on it. I enjoy typing on it every day. I have been using this since they sent it to me and just not even wanted to use the other ones. I've gamed on it, I've done coding on it, and the whole thing is just a pleasure to use. It's a pleasure. It's an absolutely wonderful keyboard. So yeah. Tell me in the comments what you think. Have you tried this keyboard? Do you have this keyboard? What keyboard do you have? I love this conversation that we've been having. Do you think it's crazy that I thought that there was, you know, low profile was the only way to go and that mechanical was just a scam? Let me know. Ask in the comments below. And yeah, if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to, hit the little bell icon for notifications, and I will obviously see you in the next video. Oh, and obviously, here's your sound test.